So what are the things that one should keep in mind when one is implementing the idea?
I think there are a number of very basic and common challenges. Right? So we spoke about the fact that you need to have a customer who is willing to pay revenues, right? So now and this holds true for whether you do a product business or you do a service business. For both businesses, your first step is that you say, look, I'm going to build X or I'm going to provide Y. So X is a product and Y is a service. So the first question you have to answer is the product that you're building, what are the features of this product? The service that you're providing, what are the features of this service, right? And then you link it to the customer who's ultimately going to buy this product or buy this service. Why is that customer buying the product or service, right? And then if he or she is buying this, then I'm sure that there are others out there who do something similar. So why is he buying yours versus theirs? Right? And then if he's buying yours versus theirs, is he buying it at a premium or at a discount? So the problem that we face as entrepreneurs is that we come up with a concept, we build a prototype, we put technology around it, and we launch it. This process does not work. To make this process work, when you have an idea, have a concept, at times you have to take it to a customer and show it to them. If you haven't done that, that's alright. If you build a prototype, take that to the customer, show it to him. This you can't skip. So you have to ask him that, look, I built this, I am now going to sell it, how much are you going to pay? And I have a choice of A, B, C, D, E, F, G as far as features are concerned, which one of these are important to you? So sometimes we feel as technologists, as engineers, as entrepreneurs that feature A is the feature that will be the most appreciated because it's the most difficult to build technology. And if I build this, then from an engineering point of view, it's going to be an achievement. But from a customer point of view, from a marketing point of view, from a selling point of view, it may not be the most important feature. It's possible the most important feature is feature F, which is the easiest and simplest to build, but it's so commonsensical that nobody's built it, because everybody assumes that nobody would want it because it's so basic. But that's the real feature that customers want, right? So in the sequence of steps that you're building, you're saying, I have a concept, I turn it into something which is tangible that I can show to people, I show it to people, I take their feedback, I incorporate that feedback, and what I'm really trying to do is link their pain, where they is the customer, with my features, and do it in such a fashion that I have some feedback on how pricing would work. So feature A would cost $1 to build but can sell for $10. Feature B may cost $200 to build but can only sell for $1. So these are the type of things that you have to address and work with. So this is one part. Now the second part that you have to fit in is that when you go talk to customers have some very basic questions. How will this work? Why should I buy it from you? What does your customer look like? What does your competitor look like? How much is it going to cost me? Why is it going to cost me this much? How are you going to support me? How do I know that you're not going to shut down this company, business, and walk away and leave me hanging? Is there anything else that assures me that I'm not the first guinea pig? So very, very basic questions, right? And generally, as entrepreneurs, we're so focused on building a product or building a service or building a business that we forget to take out the time to answer these basic questions. So I think one of the other things that you have to do, besides all the technical stuff or the recipe or cooking stuff that you're doing, is get these basic questions answered.
Okay.
So that whoever in your organization goes out to talk to the customer has these basic answers laid out. Right? I think after you've done all of this, ultimately you get to the primary point of working for yourself, which is that you ultimately need to make enough money to survive and grow and invest and prosper. So the final thing that you have to do as an entrepreneur is to understand at some point in time the initial resources that you started off with will run out, or the support that you had when you started this business will disappear, and you will have to stand up on your own. And for that, a single relationship has to hold, which is the amount of money that you bring in as part of running a business has to be more than the expenses that you're paying for running that business. And when you take this from that, so when you take the money that's coming in minus and subtract it from the money that's going out, whatever is left should be enough to not just pay your bills, to pay your salary, but also enough to put something aside. So which means that you have to possibly go back to your pricing and see if the initial pricing is sufficient enough for you to move. Now, this raises another interesting question, is that it's more easy to drop prices than to raise them, right? So when you have a choice of setting the right price for your product, it's important that you price it correctly. And if you've gotten it wrong, it's important that you correct it as early and as quickly as possible. You're not in the business for giving away money, or for burning a hole in your pocket, or working for charity. Even if you run an NGO, for an NGO to be sustainable, it is important that that NGO is able to stand on its own 2 feet. Even if you're doing social enterprise work, which is for the benefit of society, the society will only benefit from your work if you're around. But if you die and disappear 2 months down the road, society is not going to benefit from your work. So your pricing needs to be done in such a fashion that whatever you build, whatever you run, whatever you operate is on a sustainable basis. Okay. So that's the list of things that you need to do when you think of implementing the product concept.
Okay. Now, a lot of people say that you need to have